next day, propaganda, the whole Ghana newspapers were cut off. I don't insult. I tell the truth. You said all these things, and I'm drawing the attention of the delegates. Say NDC is going to use all these things against us. What I said, the man spoke well about the economy of the country. He gave 170 questions to Vice President Emisata to answer. And then they also have Vice President or President Tedia Yentimi and Kanya Waka. Also, you have the inflation and the lock and key. Is that what is going on from 11% to 47%? Is it an insult or the truth? I am drawing the attention of delegates. So these things are going to be used against Dr. Bawumia. What you say? It's not an insult. It's the gospel truth. I didn't think Ghana from Persia kind of correct. Dr. Bawumia, you know, when your fundamentals are weak, your exchange rate will expose you. That time now $1 to 4 cedis, and net $1 to 12 cedis. Okay, the next day, propaganda, the whole Ghana newspapers were cut off. I don't insult. I tell the truth. You said all these things, and I'm drawing the attention of the delegates.
It is possible. Tell the NDC people, we have 1 million ways to win 2024 elections. We have 1 million ways to win 2024 elections, and we are ready. We are ready. It is possible. Tell the NDC people, we have 1 million ways to win 2024 elections. We have 1 million ways to win 2024 elections, and we are ready.
To welcome you to ladies and gentlemen, all protocol duly observed. It is my pleasure and privilege to welcome you to the Western region for the launch of the MPP 2024 Manifesto. We thank the party leadership for choosing our region to host this auspicious event. Along with the people of Ghana, we are excited to witness this outdooring of the new patriotic.
All right, I was informing about 1 hour with Munufi, so many sharp brain physics. Medase. Sania, what did kind about my person? I think that is something we're gonna do. Now, I was here for a special day. Sania, over title now. The biggest enemy of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is Mahmoud Bawumia himself. The biggest enemy of Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is Mahmoud Bawumia himself. Into baby says a DNT na mekasa. What I'm going to do is say I am going to establish the facts away from the lies. The facts no eba be yejuma. Na enona Mahmoud Bawumia was the first person who true challenge dem Ghana for mama inti no.
Data brings light. People who don't like light don't like data. So when you see a politician trying to talk, you just say, bring the data to support what you are saying. And let us talk. Data brings light. People who don't like light don't like data. So when you see a politician trying to talk, you just say, bring the data to support what you are saying. And let us talk.
All right, so that is His Excellency Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia saying, say, data idea are very important to use. Enti emrebia obesia politician na ompe no kreka na wape no kreti no oka asembia the only measure or the best measure and they say catch and say madam for you just bring the data. I did not say this kind of words. These words were said by His Excellency Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Enti ose Saudi Arabia politician bia na oye de kese a the only thing I would be catch and say Minia for data na bra. Enti ene me ne wo nyina ba be ye adwuma e di data no aba behwe. Then we ask Alhaji Dr. Bawumia say okai sa data we a ebia na Bawumia be na gbe se bia onkai se ensem bia koso Ghana sa ye di data ene be ye adwuma. But we are here to tell him say we are going to use the data to ask him questions. And the data na eba be use no NPP manifesto omo ankasa akolanche no. Eba be use the data from NPP's own manifesto to ask them questions. Epacho, let's follow the discussion very, very well. Because at the end of the day, na obwa. That is not how I play my game. Integrity is very, very important. The integrity test, Awe Alhaji Dr. Bawumia no ankasa. NPP manifesto omoko lanche ye no. Omo say our commitment to you. Selfless leadership, bold solution for jobs and then business. So this is the highlights of NPP's own manifesto. Epacho, so what question BBC? You can actually send me a comment. Na matumebo ase. Na fidi inyina ya discuss it. So that is something we're gonna do. Piano girl, any sharp brain faces. Nunia medamu nyina ase. Why are they saying mutima join here as soon as we just about to start? Edi agrono eba besheso. Na NPP manifesto. No, this is what I'm gonna do. If I want to say when I put the ha. Na bogi fita to say me DB, but we're not gonna talk about him. Omo nyina ya mo to say omo de azan toroni na da any DCV Ghana for. So we need to expose them. Na omwankasa ehunu nsema omoka. Inti NPP manifesto no highlight na omwankasa ediaba out no. That is what we are going to use today. Ipacho ebekona one after the other. One after the other. Hey, asemo NPP for hey omwankasa akofa march biaba. I don't know. Meshasia, what we inherited. And on they inherited lowest budget points, lowest CD depreciation. NPP for Angasa say, I'm just reading. Follow me. Between 2013 and 2016, the CD depreciated by an average of 17.7%, and then extended credit facility program with the International Monetary Fund had gone off the rail. That is NPP assembly no. Bawumia say, or no, but peki Bawumia from NDC no. Na John Mama, the CD no Jeffrey Yera John Ajekum Kufuho 1:1 no, or the Kodru 1:4%, 1:4 Ghana cedis. No say a 17.7%. So the question is say, what about for free? 1:4, and they could do 1:17 or 16 no. Why? And the percentage in one kasad be. Now somebody might ask say, CD no, and yet 1:16 or so. Me prove ya chiro ewo NPP nankasa manifesto winner or one kasa kofa no mo say they themselves has admitted say Ghana sikasem no I say but one say we for let me let's tell you something say who ditro and as person we nipa bone sem sometimes no one kasa o ye ne mana on sign kai bone e wudi no. This is very important here. Say o ye bone a one kasa no o say repeat some mistakes be along the way a be na won kwa na wadwen nkosese say mistakes no e ade a wadwen esenka wadwen ekoho. But I will pick the manifesto no mankasa de aba no. You be pick it from page 1 to the last. Na fi de baby omudi tro bia no I will show you where etro no ewo. Maybe that is something we all need to follow and then do it gradually. Into Bacho and that video no be more entertaining. So take your time and then let's build upon it by ourselves. Because politics and then governance enya dia edidi agro. Enti se oti ho na wa wo se ujai abanwa no e de ahye obi nsa The question you need to ask yourself and say, can I trust this person? That is the first question you need to ask yourself. Say, hey, nipa weya mi jai amamwe dia money. Can I actually trust the person? 2, and sema nipa na eka no. Is that person in the position to deliver and sema onwankasa eka? That is the second one. And then the third one, you need to ask yourself and say, se nipa we be represent me say oye me mampanyi ana mampanyi abedi akira, how happy will I be? We need to go over all these kind of things. Say yes, when we are Ghana for be bro, nemani bi ho a yankasa no because a lengthy document in the nipa do na entimi nkokan na abetiase ama ya kire mumu. So that is something we have taken it upon ourselves to read Matome Boasia kan ade bia manifesto no de bae, because I just want to know say Mamudu Bawumia na ye ka se onye nokrekafo no saying na yehu no. That is something we all need to understand. Enti mamemfa wo enhyase ha na afide yenhwe ade bi ha. According to Alhaji Dr. Mamudu Bawumia no, maybe let me just position myself here a little bit. Senebeya wow so maybe you might see it. My name say if everything is clear there. One moment. If you see it, you can also tell me say everything is okay. And I say, and you're okay, we can know how to adjust it, and then we move on from there. Mamudu Bawumia say in his own manifesto say he's going to train 1 million jobs or 1 million youths in digital skills. Or say he will train 1 million youth in digital skills. Then the question you be say, how come say NPP4? They come up with numbers. How do they get these kind of numbers? Because he said that he's going to train 1 million youth in digital skills. Forgetting, say, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama had already in 2020 said, say, NDC will train 1 million youth in IT skills. You see the difference here. John Dramani Mahama said he would train 1 million Ghanaian youth in IT skills. The only difference is Mamudu Bawumia pinpointed wa ha say we yi IT skills no e the digital akwahye ho. I don't even know. John Dramani Mahama promises way back in 2020. People just look at the date. That 2nd October 2020. The date of publication of this story in 2:33 a.m. Ahomachi. And John Dramani Mahama spoke, and then Joy and Wezo TV and others also publicized it. 2020. How come say Mamudu Bawumia could not even add just one number, just one say be a 1.1 and I said 99 or whatever. He just picked the same 1 million, and then the only difference he exchanged here, while John Mama was saying IT skills, he also said digital skills. You could see from the top here, train 1 million youth in digital skills, and John Mama said IT skills. IT skills and digital skills. Wow, if you think there's any difference, you could actually tell me. Deception. And Mamudu Bawumia now okachele say yenyusu data emfanya adwuma no. It seems say he doesn't even understand the data now on wanka say yenyusu no, because this is the data. One will say anything somebody publishes no eda ho enyera. Enti say what ho, of course many piano girl plagiarism ko say na osuafiri ne master ho. Plagiarism osuafiri nana capito na kasa ho. You could see say nana na chere say masa o adwen sa if you ho, but one say Mamudu Bawumia and NPP no omo nwia mfiri hanko an. Maka chere was on this particular channel we say NAPCO na NPP for some training 100,000 youth no. It was presented in Ghana's parliament in 2015 by Setekpe. Sesenka John Mama we in 2016 election na or the sika to wha obe training 100,000 youth. I have done this already. And they just picked that 100,000 straight away from NDC's own budget statement presented in Parliament. And then they did not even add 101. They just quoted exactly 100,000 and almost the koto. And it is exactly the same thing. And Mamudu Bawumia ayawa hano. Epacho me sign the wakum na yenyina wati niema na say epacho we need to take our time and then study all these kind of people because niema na me boss on ebe doso. Enti bi o ha on here you might think say it's getting confusing. Epacho ne confusing biano. You tell me, I'll take my time to bring it on again. My main found another aspect of this deception in NPP's own manifesto. Created over 2.3 million jobs since 2017. Mamudu Bawumia say they have actually created 2.3 million jobs since 2017. Epacho, follow the argument very well here because I'm going to point the loopholes in Niamana in Grufuwe Eyeno Ede Achirawankasa. And then please don't take it to say be a Mamudu Bawumia mo anima de kora mo ye. They know what they are doing, but they are just deceiving the people. Or say they have created 2.3 million jobs since 2017. World Development Index data shows the unemployment rate in Ghana averaged 3% between 2017 and then 2019, compared to 5% in 2016. This is Mamudu Bawumia's own words. Whilst youth unemployment averaged 6% since the period, down from 10% to 10% in 2016. I mean, explaining how you maybe I was overreading it quickly. NPP Manifesto to say they have created 2.3 million jobs since 2017. Underline the word 2017. The NPP for Mamudu Bawumia catch them men was say we created 2.3 million jobs since 2017. Internet obeje komia from 2016 about 2017 e ba be neno. Oma created 2.3 million jobs. What's in the data here, World Development Index. Now, osan chiro say youth unemployment kura no 6%, but in 2016 no na 10%. If I try underline where yanko, you are going to use facts to check. If I try the video be very careful and then listen to this particular video.
Notwithstanding the global economic challenges, major global economic disruptions that have taken place with regard to COVID-19 that many of you have talked about and its implications on businesses, as well as the Russia-Ukraine war. Notwithstanding these global challenges, our government over the last 7 years has created 2.1 million jobs. This is the highest number of jobs created by any government since the Fourth Republic, and probably since independence over this period. Notwithstanding the global economic challenges, major global economic disruptions that have taken place with regard to COVID-19 that many of you have talked about and its implications on businesses, as well as the Russia-Ukraine war. Notwithstanding these global challenges, our government over the last 7 years has created 2.1 million jobs. This is the highest number of jobs created by any government since the Fourth Republic, and probably since independence over this period.
Ebacho utie Mamudu Bawumia haye. As at the time Mamudu Bawumia was speaking, no, na NPP atena komyam 7 good years. And you say, as of that time, 7 good years, which is last year, no. Na NPP a create adwuma 2.1 million jobs. And he says it is the highest number since the Fourth Republic and even since independence. That means from independence, aban bien wa create adwuma 2.1 million jobs since independence. But you could see from here, say, Mahmoud Bawumia and NPP are limited since independence, at the free 2017. That is the first deception. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to mean here. He, on one breath, says, since independence, no more critique matching will be but he is saying here, while limited from 2017 and quite because meaning say, well, who's a some cancer since independence, and correct. So, I'm eliminated free. 2. Or say youth unemployment rate is 6%. Na under John Dramani Mama in 2016, na 10%. If I shall follow me here. This is City Newsroom. Ghana's unemployment rate hits 14.7%. I did not write these kind of things. Ghana's unemployment rate hits 14.7%. The average rate of unemployment in the country has risen to 14.7% in the last 3 quarters of 2023. The number of unemployed youth between 15 and 35 rose from 1.2 million to over 1.3 million during the same period. This is a data from Ghana Statistical Services. I did not write anything here. Ghana Statistical Services brought all this kind of data. This is the data from Ghana Statistical Services. I am not writing anything here. As I've indicated, I have done nothing here. All I did was to bring the data to you. Enti se obi begina wanim eka kire wo aname say we create 2.3 million jobs since 2017. That is the first lie. And then 6%, that is the second lie. That is NPP. About so what I say. When you live in a society, na nipa na wode man no ahye omonsa no ayo madwen say nokoreka ade a uchiri onka nokore nkyere wo na wo wotenchen no what is sa nokoreka no and making your own informed decision. That is what we call deception. As a nipa no wa sheda say sebi you onim say ebia wo wagimi ena order down. That is how NPP and Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud have decided to do in the country. That is what they are doing in the country. And so you need to check these kind of people very, very, very well. Other than that, they are always going to deceive the masses. Always, they want to deceive the masses into believing, say, they are doing something, yet they are doing nothing. If I follow the analysis I'm doing here, I have not made anything up here. We are just going according to things they themselves published here. That is what we are doing. Nti NPP Manifesto nankasa adwuma ene yeye. And sema omwankasa omaka is what we are pinpointing the loopholes in it. Omwankasa ensema omaka. Let me just take you somewhere else. Because ya nyesi ya Ghana for dodona enhu se azan etro ne nada enomoye. And I don't even know why what be di aban so the last 8 years. Yet all your comparison are onye within the 8 years what becoming the presidency, but rather than you take it back and then you thought say you're going to deceive the people. Yanko 13 waha kept the lies on for 8 years after 5 years of doom so. Is this true? Na oye the running mate to the chief liar no is and I say Napoko assistant and also no go here. I don't even know. Or is or let's say was the minister the energy inception and sir. Doom so ba Ghana na ye can't say on my timetable. He says doom so ba one kasa call your timetable. That was what Napo told us. Yet they themselves are telling you so in their governance no light enko off that. But 5 years back and then was there's a John Mama and my dad doom so but don't buy and there's nothing like that. You see? Yeah, Chira Mankasa say maybe they thought to say, and as I either said they were joking with things they've written here, and as a woman say will be beating or maybe that is something they have decided to do, but for sake of time, no, let's move on and then talk about something different. My pinpoint is some other things. I think say they are crucial in these things. But we need to tell them, say, hey, we have read and we know things you are saying. Say most of them now ain't true. Most of the things you said in this document, ain't true. It's either say you think say we are idiots. That is why you are doing this kind of things to us. And I say you think say we cannot even read and write. They are saying say they've registered over 18 million Ghanaians with the Ghana card and merged them under the databases at Ghana. Do you think that this is true? Why is this their figures with the Nipa Ghana card is always changing? But how come National Identification Authority why it is not like that? That is something we don't even understand it. So these are things we need to assess. In Grufo in 7 or more canon, did you mean what you were saying? And I said, you don't even mean it. Ebajo, you follow me. So what question you can also bring it on and then we all discuss. Yanko 43. They are saying they have instituted the year of return and beyond the return, which have attracted waves of visitors and investors to Ghana. Ebajo, the year of return, I have said, say under NDC, not John at the time, His Excellency J.J. Rawlings, Edano, na your friend a Panafest, Pan-African Festival. And when you check the data, I can take you to the year of return page, Nyanko Panafest page. You could see say the same brofonano and omochroe. Let's go back here. Let me just take you to Google. Yanko Panafest. I'm just doing a bit of work here and see. Yeah, now what they are me. If somebody thinks say, I mean, say if I can get it somewhere else, or maybe why is it not showing up? Let's see if it's gonna come. All right. So, this is Panafest, a Pan-African Festival. You initiated it way back in 1992. The Pan-African Historic Festival, Panafest, is the most celebrated Pan-African festival in the world, inspired back in 1992 by the late great Pan-Africanist Efua Sutherland, Panafest, which was implemented in 1992. You say you can't even know who is a Panafest now. Ghana, which gives Africans on the continent and then the diaspora a platform to address the most traumatic interruptions that ever occurred in the natural evolution of African society, which, among other traumas, profoundly eroded the self-confidence and freedom of self-determination of a whole people. Let's check to see if we can actually know Pan-African Festival. Adia Potia, the Pan-African Festival, no, but maybe it is lengthy. And then I'm not going to take us back and then we read everything. So this is Pan-African Festival. Pan-African Festival, a festival, African American or Africans in the diaspora, then we all work together as one family. That is what Pan-African Festival stood for. So let's go back to check the year of return as well. Maybe we're going to get something. In 2019, Ghana successfully hosted the Year of Return, Ghana, a year-long program of activities to commemorate the 400th anniversary of the arrival of the first recorded enslaved Africans in something like that. Let's pause. Or maybe I can take you to Wikipedia and then you get to understand what the Year of Return also stands for. And when you read more of Year of Return, you could see say a Pan-African festival anano and omoko pajaye and a king green. Exactly the same thing. Maybe Wikipedia might even help us with Panafest. So when you read Pan-African Festival, also known as Panafesta, the same Pan-African activities now, NPP for Nese Omadia Banano. That is exactly the same thing. Omuko wiae edebae. So what I'm trying to mean here is say NDC policies and programs are omodinamno and no one idea NPP into we are. They make people believe say omodia. So that is also something we need to also check. According to Alhaji Dr. Bawumia, say they have started and completed 47 non-agenda 111 hospitals. So you can also send it as in the comment. Maybe who agenda 111 hospital Bia Ghana ya complete. I have never seen one and I've never heard one. All that I know is it's on paper and as I go on the ground, none has been completed. Inti baby a wunim se bisi no. Epacho ubetimi aka akire na afide ehade. 48. Improve food security through planting for food and jobs. Rearing for food and animal. One village, one dam. Epacho, one village, one dam. No, how are you? Kubu kachere say. Sikana mo demand on any construct any meaningful dam. Inti bacho dam na hemfa ne bisi. Bacho, how are you? Kubu nankasa say when timensi dam. Ebisa nsa adenya osisi kana the man no enti mean see any meaningful dam in the country enti and a dam no ebisi but we need to know. I have made some points here but I want you to know all these kind of things. Yanko 54 established the Nation Builders Corps and recruited more than 100,000 graduates for 4 years. 34,000 of the trainees obtained permanent employment. Alhaji Dr. Bawumia is telling you and I say, Omo be a for nipa. But anyway, let's behave to say Omokano and okay. So let me just quickly go down here. Now, Yanko started our commitment to you. That is where I go in the Babishas here. Nti Mamudu Bawumia say on one kasa a commitment to Arsenal. This is where problem starts. Problem no. Hannah started. This is where I brought and told you say 1 million jobs in digital skills. John Mama's will be creating 1 million jobs in IT skills. Almost the same thing. And that is something we need to know here. 2. Sometimes I don't even understand why NPP as a political party we thought to say they had the men will be behaving like this. Mamudu Bawumia said he will introduce a flat rate tax system in Ghana like Estonia. Allah talai. I wish I phone him. Say I'm here Ghana Ghana no yibenya problem. Sometimes that is something I've seen. Say me ne wan hwe Ghana Ghana yibenya problem because say ya jaman no e de ahye nkrufo bi nsa when they read about something they just come to tell you and I say sana agoronete. But in reality no enye sana agorono so etie. Mama found something here and then I tell you what they meant by what they are saying here. G, let me take it up a little bit. Send me G no. Ade actually ha. if you see it clearly. Establishing a fintech fund with seed capital of $100 million, equivalent of 1.6 billion Ghana cedis. They know, say, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has already promised that he will start a fintech fund with $50 million. So Mahmoud Bawumia actually what he did, they say he just increased it by an amount. That is the first deception. Mahmoud Bawumia. Well, but sometimes say then I'm going to show you something. I just want to give you the data. Because sometimes umbe deceive you. Mame fa wonko ha. Na you know say papa we say oye no kore kanfo so onye no kore kanfo say NPP for na they think say Ghanaians are fools so however they see it Wow, March 15, 2024 John Mahama say I will establish a $50 million fund to strengthen fintech industry. This is March 2024 or March 15th. And John Dramani Mahama said this kind of things. $50 million here. That is what Dramani Mahama actually said. Then quickly, Mahmoud Bawumia and then the NPP go and tell Ghanaians to say they will rather bring on $100 million to push the fintech. But when they had they thought the Ghanaians were fools, they paid their own calculation and they have accepted say and now for $1 a 16 cedis. That is why they came around this particular 1.6 billion Ghana cedis. But all three NPP need better TV says you better just $1 no 14 cedis. But they themselves have admitted say $1 no 1.6 16 Ghana cedis. Why was it they were not smart enough to know? Say I don't know more. This is what they meant. NPP ni be for Bank of Ghana data crash they say dollar they say they are above from I call 14 cedis. Yet they themselves when they are doing their own calculation, they tell you say the dollar rate is 16 cedis. Sometimes I don't even understand. Say, who did when we are obeying mistakes? Who did now we mistakes? Who did now we mistakes? Who did then you be making mistakes? Enti ankasa won kai say asem na wo ti radio so wo defend say yes aneti then you make a mistake and go back and then you reinvent the same wheel and then when people see say asem awoka no enye no kre now we start to ask you questions then you get a problem with it. A problem na say yan started mbisa questions kakran and then the well-meaning Ghanaians say peace council asofo ya papa mu imam mo any those kind of things na someone hwe ni ya nkrufo we be say Ghana but on be say no say echiri mane bane bibisa say but you people were all there, why did you watch them destroy the nation on hwe wunya se bianka say when we are munya asembia enka. And that is something I'm about to wow him no. E wasudi na wasidi say obekire nipa no nipa e wo man no say this is what is going on. Nema ekoso man ma obia entime nka no eno no. Because Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ebe gina me ne wo anim. Ekere say when he becomes the president he will abolish e-levy. Opeso chero say den. The vice president of the land, only now in opposition for 8 years, Mabe forming the government, and as we are speaking, you are the current vice president of Ghana and head of Ghana's economic management team. Under your administration, and we implement what you call e-levy, the messiah of all levies, solve Ghana problems. Because of e-levy, and now the cancel Rule 2 Ghana. Then you are saying, say, e-levy cost a water honor. You are not going to say anything, but rather than say, "Oh, be a president," yeah, you will cancel it. Oh, be a president, about cancel. Then look at something they've written here: eliminate import duties on mobile phones until manufacturing capacity established in Ghana. And I mean, can I didn't hear say or see he will eliminate import duties on mobile phones until manufacturing capacity established in Ghana. And I say mobile phone obey import duty free. So sa kopem say you be manufacture mobile phone in Ghana. If you take what they are DBC Ghana haba a lot of lie. Hey, good for we. I mean, can't start it. When NPP came to power in 2016, among other things, some of the first things are NPP introduced a catch the Ghana for say, Omayi import duty in Africa, BBASO. Inti, what the name be do haba, you're not going to pay import duty. And just at that time, there was a month to be, I came to Ghana, but when I came to Ghana, I had about 3 cars I was driving. Then I met one of my friends who said, say, hey, na NPP buy import duty into waiting the car baby be yana. And I'm saying, import duty be NPP. When you take the component, so what they do how about components never was on import duty by itself is the smallest. The word import duty never bill of lading so no. And on among other things is sakura. When somebody tells you say, well, you import duty everywhere, the assertion they say, oh, the name be do have a corner untiahe. This is exactly the same thing. Enermy dr.bawumia introducing. Or by that business people say, oh, may import duty everywhere, but for bail of lading, I was say import duty no saying it here. What is the component percentage of import duty on a bail of lading? But sometimes, that was the timer. Mahmoud Bawumia under his leadership, we introduced a luxury car tax. Yeah, the car engine capacity. Emma, what the Ghana na articulate na nwa car nyina be ye import luxury car. But you say okay. That is Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Yes, William Cap. Manifesto no wura nkwa na maturo. Wura nkwa. And I don't even understand what they mean by say Obama Ghana in a flat rate for import duties. I don't even understand it. A BMO also Obama driver's licenses are valid for 10 years. I get confused to say, yeah, well, Juma Binu Moha, as a Mahmoud Bawumia factor was a president and a vice president, Juma, in reality, no, to say a DVLA or Mojuman Casanadian. I just want to know. So, if you know what him, so you more DVLA, you might know. Say DVLA or Mojumanadian. And it's a DVLA per se expanded the lines as a kita nipa 10 years. Must he be a president of Jumana? Or how can somebody tell you say me a president of Jumana say remember a driver's license 10 years? I don't even understand it. Say GPRT because of the app eba na say open order taxi or use ya. Why must that be the work of a president? And he me say here. The batch about here no wait me actually must say DVLA ne agencies are your Ghana here adwuma nyana omadwuma nkasa ne den. I would any go. But anyway, so. In fact, uncle has say. Also, that even for the social housing, baba, until you're homeless or Ghana, or no, and then they expand rental assistance scheme for low-income workers. The patch of Mokai young corporate video where Mahmoud Bawumia was actually promising the youth of Ghana something. Maybe many people have actually forgotten. But let's watch this particular video. Let me see if I can even get it. Or promising youth no Adibi.
It is clear that there are a lot of youth who, when they finish school, just trying to rent accommodation is a big problem. And why is it? The large demands for rent allowance. Sometimes up to 2 years demand. But someone who is finished school and just starting a job doesn't have those savings to pay all these huge demands for rent allowance. The landlords, on the other hand, have gotten used to asking, even though the law says 6 months, they've gotten used to asking for 2 years and insist on it because they are saying that they don't know if the tenant will run away or not, so they want to collect it upfront. So there is a market failure. There's a market failure between what the tenants want and what the landlords want. And this is why government has decided to come in and bridge this market failure by setting up a national rental assistance scheme. And under this scheme, if you have a job and we can deduct regularly from your income, under this scheme, the National Rent Assistance Scheme will give you a loan to pay your rent allowance. But we are paying this not to you, but to the landlord. And then we will deduct monthly as you would normally pay. So we are bridging.
What I say? Mahmoud Bawumia made this promise 2 years ago. And now, one team so. And then he comes back to tell you and I say, "Ono be president, I'll be say you man. What you need here? I've finished with my job. I've given you the data because Mahmoud Bawumia and Kasa the catch the Ghana for say data and bring a light."
Data brings light. People who don't like light don't like data. So when you see a politician trying to talk, you just say, bring the data to support what you are saying.
Sir, it's Mahmoud Bawumia so the only politician be no kasa with the catchings of data nemra. Because data no, if you don't like data, you don't like light. Until the data nangasa Ebu Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia say, "Master, you actually said these things years back. Why implement it?" And I said, "Fair na waka say you need to implement something." Or say, commence the development of the Cape Coast Airport, for which funding has been secured under the Korean $2 billion facility. The Mahmoud Bawumia say, "Faina omubesi kumase as a Cape Coast Airport because Korea $2 billion be from Korea." These are not my words. These are Mahmoud Bawumia's words.
People of Coast, I have good news for you. We are building a new harbor in Cape Coast and a new airport in Cape Coast. It is very critical that we do that. An airport makes a lot of sense in Cape Coast. It's a real tourist hub, and between Greater Accra, Kumasi, and Cape Coast, you have a triangle that really...
They are building these things already. Mahmoud Bawumia said they were building these things already. Until now, also when you 2 billion Korean loan bia. No, according to Mahmoud Bawumia, I am not saying this kind of things. Or say no, they will see airport, airwar, Cape Coast. Let me take you back again. Then let's see something here. Maybe on what kind of seminar? They sometimes forget about it, and then I think that some of us need to remind them, say, "Hey, Ebia, asem we na on kai say, what Canada?" Let's remind you with these kind of things. Say on kaya e kaiwo. Say what kaya so na say what sheda. Then it is a problem because yen tenase Emma win neutral and charity memufosa. Repacho, let me expand something here, and then we all see say why. And a kind of correct, and a wine, and then kind of correct. 2020 NPP's Manifesto. Hey, 2020 NPP's Manifesto. NPP and Kasa Manifesto in 2020. No, they will build new airport in Cape Coast. NPP for say, I can 2020, and then on very nearby say. They will build an airport in Cape Coast. as far back as 2020. If I tell you, I'm trying to way. I'm the question NPP manifesto. They themselves actually wrote all these kind of things. Say they will build new airports in Cape Coast way back in 2020. In this ne Mamudu Bawumia be jina me ne we nim kan jesa fe no akwaje bosia 2 billion from Korea so the basic airport e wo Cape Coast asini who oboa e azan na munim Korea fo ya o mamefa nkwa de bi Korea fo ya NPP aban koje $100 million omadi be Techima water project sikano omadi NPP aban in February 2020 echo Korea for ya ho echo J $100 million se omode be ye Techima water project sikani ya mutu maybe fit Techima let somebody come and tell me so be a water project with Techima na many ministers na a battle with this same way and obi onimibia knows very well say maka $100 million Techima water city project omo discarding na kwabenania kwa jiske na be chedi amfa nya hwe but discarding na sa nipa we ni san be gina ho be ka kire say ene wa hye obo in 2020 before obe for me aban say ono no osi airport e wo ho e wo Cape Coast sorry e de amount wansi na afa no say be ka kire say wa say kwa 2 billion from Korea for her e de ba be si airport ho amawa na wo gini dia empacho ene de wa wasem mbadwuma na me here na I'm just pinpointing things to you say whatever they tell you here no aza whatever they say here no aza if you think that I'm not making sense you can also say it if you think that I'm making sense you can say it because when they make kind of natural say near etie nipa the promise Cape Coast for airport esan catch them nananom but surprisingly no president Nana Adodeko Akufo-Addo echo that region be beside also no one promises will be see airport ewo Cape Coast. And some of us pinpointed hey in your manifesto a woman say will be see airport or say about finance so. By that time na Mamudu Bawumia dey ko gina ho catch them nananom video ya me yi chire we. Me pacho let me just play it back again. Ebiana obi ensheda engine ni.
People of Cape Coast, I have good news for you. We are building a new harbor in Cape Coast and a new airport in Cape Coast. It is.
But what I say, Enti Mamudu Bawumia catch them nananom ni pe Cape Coast say they are building a new airport and then a new harbor in Cape Coast. 4 years in April, or say a fee and a wakwaje Bosnia out be. Na Bosnia no on fa nye or your vice president for now. Your August. I feel be kwa we in December. Say ye to aba odo person chiro say ene from net to August December no on for 2 billion no MA airport no ba to aba mani we a eno this kan beba. Na ode ye ntwen ye to aba ni na wan we ne a na yakobisa say krache 2 billion Korean loan na so akwaje no e wo he na ye fa nkosi airport no wona mbote. So we the one awoka so wakwa akwajiska bia ode ba be airport. So that is what we need to tell you, say, Sikano Ewahe. Sometimes I say if we don't ask politicians questions, they all take us to be fools. These politicians now, the only language they understand, they say, Kwasiya for. Or say offer incentives for teachers to buy one vehicle each with engine capacity. Enkasa, do you teach any wasem? Or say the ministers of 15 in the year, who say Kevin Taylor Moya Hodjumada at the list or no vice president Quano, Nipa 24 year Wagasa office. But all the country them may say, oh, be president, I didn't put 15 in the bay ministers. I know the old idea I have finished with my job. There's nothing else to say. Time in the person a bobo so bako na fe de wagaza ho How can name is does it pay allowances to paramount chiefs, divisional chiefs, and then queen mothers? Question is when you can every Ghana economy now, Sama economy na say no. You are coming to tell me, say, oh, be a president, ubetia a hene a hemfo. Divisional chiefs, queen mothers, a hem quarter and zippo in a car, Ubenyas can away. Ubenyas can away. Protect Ghanaian culture and family values. Yet they, Trumu Bill, a quarter president, the Kufu and he must one sign. Also be a president, and will be protected. Mahmoud Bawumia is the biggest enemy to he himself. The biggest enemy of Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is he himself. Or say, Trumu Bill, a quarter president, na na Danko Kufu and Nima, or his own sign. Or no Mahmoud Bawumia, a president. On the beside. Sometimes what I think is say, as a young Mahmoud Bawumia, say man the swimming as well. Man can yam pa jam fan jam. As sometimes no one can say who say na na do Jimmy. And I say some of the things Mahmoud Bawumia keep on saying, it is like he himself is insulting President Kufuor say as a word Jimmy and as we nima dia way. Pacho sorry you. Ebi man can yi another cheme. Because say, who your vice president, we never pardon them. Now, no, yeah, the trumu bill about the most one sign to the sense of children let the crack of my parliament says, I let the corner. My amphibian made no kind near who. Oh, by catching them is a woman by president, and it will be signed. These people should be made to return all the monies and assets they have been stolen when power changes. So that is the reason why almost one person best or by Biane. We never say that would say Akufo-Addo and Bawumia did not come to help. They came for their own interest. Their own interest, because sometimes man understatement. They have actually destroyed the nation to the extent say Bosiano Mabrono. I don't even know how you bet me to Bosiana. Sometimes I've been thinking, say John Dramani Mama Kora be president. How is he going to pay all this kind of money? Because my bro Bosiana say to the sense say, Obi Nkora won shed and tiase. And I'll be almost say, Dear na modisi kana and so none of them any bit me achira idea of this kind of year. Obi anyhow. Ubi say NPP for nankasa say hey sikana margino die na modie ya obi any who bit me akasa asem na chiro intimi minim ade potia they wanna tell Ghanaians say baby am say Ghana na duru no e die potin e na mo beye but when him say they have actually said say oba also emma obebo ma bosia Abra NDC a Canada say you basi women bank no quickly now then you make a U-turn then you go and publish it in your so-called manifesto. Whilst you know say NDC a can handsome way e dey akere amanfo dada. Also ba wo omo sika call lucky or bank no obehwe na waji obi sika man yet they are now crying. So music na loke omo baby scan na obi aso hu baby scan na fa nti that is NPP for you. These among other things and our manifesto na kaso mo no we are telling them say manifesto we say in azan and they just rushed to do that, but surprisingly no one might ask say nyaba is an NPP all of a sudden e rush e call launch manifesto. That is something I was even thinking about it. How did it happen? That these people quickly rushed to bring out their manifesto. But not knowing that the answer no, is hidden. If I tell you, chairman, I see Dunkatia, Yankotie, in Sembia and the chairman cano, it shocked me by myself. If I tell you, Yankotie.
For no manifesto launching in the man, na Obia. Onim de ekoso no onim se de womo ye no womo mini business ya womo mini no enye business papa a rigging business.
Rigging business.
Rigging business. And now,
Bawumia means business. Yeah, rigging business.
Rigging business. Because minya, one say, a bayer bosominia ye voter registration and the adibisine electoral commission intimi and resolve issues so I wo hwa nti e betimi agina ho aka say nipa ya twere wo mudin provisional register no say na kokosi amo mekan ena wo mo boda wuro say ochina ye be hyaase na yako exhibit the register no be kwa akotudwa ama manfo abecheki wo mudin yen stakeholders ya say mudi register no mayen no mo na so say yen fa hard drive mra na mo fa maye the hard drive ya akobe say na otwe miensa na say 9 year da bia ye kwa akoji register na enye ready mo ntwen kakra enye ready mo ntwen kakra
easy
electoral commission
in parado ebe to aba na esese ye de ma political
Pacho, so what I say? And it seems to say NPP is working together with the EC say adena mokwakwe no mama yesu yen Russian kwaye ye de ne fan divert attention no from the people say ne be ya obia adwen enkoso ne ma ye ba be ye so o ko abato the referee of the game no atiki side it's difficult for you to win. Okobo football match. Now referee no, the coach of your opponent it's difficult to win. And me one say Ghana mpanyifo nyina te ho and obi ehe. I said along the points some time back now, me research be, then I said it on this particular program. NPP adwuma with a lot of state agencies. Ghana Education Service. If I chomo kai say limited voter registration where no easy based on my information worked with Ghana Education Service to the sense say omo year registration whilst a school for nkwala no e wo school mu omo nya time nkwala na ko holiday school for nkwala no e wo school mu and then they will make sure say a da ye be to aba no so no e besi da school for nkwala e wo school mu. That means akwala bia na campus ho ne de political parties no muntimi nwura ho na makwa check yomo enti ya to ba wie na sita chima secondary school nipa 100,000 say nipa 80,000 or whatever na to ba ho a muntimi ko refute. So it means the EC, NPP and Ghana Education Service no omo design educational calendar no alongside to tilt the directions of NPP and then that of the EC as well. A lot of government agencies na NPP behind the scene no eno mo ye adwuma. That is why Chairman Wontumi made this reckless statement.
It is possible. Tell these people we have 1 million ways to win 2024 elections. We have 1 million ways to win 2024 elections.
So what I say? So when Chairman Wontumi made mention say they have 1 million ways of winning 2024 elections, you know, because they know say omo put in place mechanisms are air rigging mechanisms. And when Chairman say don't get say business no most meaning that is why I'm more launching a manifesto and I say for all of a sudden quickly no a rigging business. A rigging business because they have actually done all these kind of things. Actually, they were planning it coming along the way, and they ever do ha. Until they worked with EC and then Education Service as well. The Minister of Education tilted the calendar of educational services along the point on rigging election. And you will say NPP will use most of the students to rig election. Because Nkwalano will school money register omo. Until you cannot even go there to tell say Nkwala we okay be a 1 secondary school voter population if you have 9,000. Untimi school check say you true or it's not true because quite emphasize data now. And Nkwala so ye nya Nkwala na mom Nkwala na nkofie no mo parents who say Nkwala we dey 18 and so only 18 they use the data in the school no and the years adwuma nyina and then teachers no whipped the students, to register in one direction, and then on the election days, they will whip them to toe and vote on one direction. When I say whipper, and yes, but rather it's like a parliamentary whip system. They will direct them, they will coach them into a whip, but rather than they will coach them on the direction and where to vote. That is something. And yes, it's a NPP NPP is working with the EC, then other state agencies. A lot of them, but rather no, we will write it and then we will present it to the national. Say, hey, this is the research we have done, and this is what we have seen. Say NPP need other state agencies. To aside EC, with the education there are other state agencies underneath a boom. That is what they've been doing. Until they will go with the judicial system as well, with security agencies, other systems, they will do with them. Special voting. Bisa security agencies, and they say, DNA de yomo. Mudiba special voting is what then they will release all the names to NPP parliamentary candidates to contact Nippon Beto special voting one after the other. We have all those kind of data. Some of them, because most of them, we need to give the information out there. You need to be careful. You need to monitor a lot. But NDC as a political party, then they work together with some of the people. To say, if you contact me or information, they need to take it serious. Yes, because election we are Ghana NBI and again say on here NPP. But Omasia Cat was say NDC for whenever we are, NDC will never come back to power anymore.
Jimmy NPP for Jimmy, me will be stupid people. I don't know why I belong to that political party.
Yes. And to Ghana, for honestly, they don't need NPP because NPP, that is how Ghanaians see them. But NDC is someone who protected ballot na yekoto mamona ye mama mapa wa biem message ane medeja NDC mpanyifo no. So they should be serious because nipadodo na your imagine say they want NDC in power. Enti mepacho omayenhwe ne mani ye. Wo de wa no fe fire ho. NPP manifesto Azane 419 manifesto. Because they have decided say they are going to rig the elections and then win. Na says NDC for so tena se mo kwan so monye sa adwuma no. Yes, Mino Raphael. I said it is only in Africa that the elected officials think the power to disrespect the electorate. They have the power to disrespect the electorate. Because all your money ye badi old man so be we abanum. All right, 1 hour with Munufi Abuja for name we don't base you ha. So what question be bisa you can just send it na matumo say amayama answer. Why be a before so NDC will win 2024 election be an mene will as they say NDC beat my win abano. Ya win ayenda. Yeah, Baba Bird boom. That is how we're gonna do it. Inti mama yanka ye humum pacho baby will be any support to be you think say you're gonna extend to NDC as a political party biano. Pacho with me ya boy. Be it financial, research, strategies, policing the ballot, and even any way I will beat me a far catcher what down for say on Rema NDC and Winnie Abanibiano. We're going to appreciate you. We didn't any William Munufi Aman Kona that was say and what me adjoin here. But our channel air 1 hour with Munufi live on YouTube. The BR will beat me adjoin you Biana. I'll be happy with that. If I chose to subscribe, I just subscribe to this particular channel. Every day 5 p.m. Sometimes just that I come late, but when the research is too much, then I need to take a little bit of time and to say, and they say I need to read or I have to read the whole of this crap manifesto on the buy, Then do my own research about it and then present it to you, saying a more educative and then more informative as well. Until me later, my fan Within William Munufia Mankona, Meda Wibiasi. Bye bye. And your dog who you na me too. Presi, Yayare, who you bina Hashem, Makume Muma. Da 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 da. Ye, got out to share, any broye. Rebel, so ye bet you serve by red. Moody Yedi, or Jevisia. Namoni Mabusia for a betched. Yeah, quite on ya was a yegan, Dr. Bawumia, you know, Nanu Dindi or Bakaye. When your fundamentals are weak, your exchange rate will expose you. That time now $1 to 4 cedis, and net $1 to 12 cedis. Okay, as we did them. The next day, propaganda, the whole Ghana newspapers were cut off. I don't insult. I tell the truth. You said all these things, and I'm drawing the attention of the delegates. Say NDC is going to use all these things against us. What I said, the man spoke well about the economy of the country. He gave 170 questions to Vice President Emisata to answer. And then they also have Vice President President Tedia. Yentimi Enkanya Waka. Also, you have the inflation and the lock and key. Is that what is going on from 11% to 47%? Is it an insult or the truth? I am drawing the attention of delegates. So these things are going to be used against Dr. Bawumia. What you say? It's not an insult. It's the gospel truth. Right.